show. Let's very quickly, starting here with Kevin, let's go down and introduce yourselves and tell us who you are and how you're involved with the show.
Kevin Biegel, creator of the show Enlisted. Mike Royce, executive producer of the show Enlisted.
Hi, Geoff Stults.
Chris Lowell, I play Geoff Stults. Hey guys, I'm Parker Young, I play that goofball Randy up there. And, Geoff has not yet seen the pilot, so I'm so disappointed that I'm
Geoff still hasn't seen the pilot. Who has a big living room that they would like that?
For the first time in Southwest didn't want that to happen.
But they're sponsors, so we love them anyway.
Hi, I'm Angelique. I play Jill for us.
Right.
I'm constantly having to talk over them, so this is normal for me.
She's our sexy.
Keep the mic, keep the mic, keep the mic.
I better.
All right, I just have a couple of questions for these guys, and then we'll turn it over to you, so please get your questions ready.
Yes,
hi.
How about give it up for Kevin for buying people beer? Actually, we were here on time. We were just afraid that he was going to hit us with the bill if we so we waited.
Yeah, Chris, I didn't get my order. So.
You didn't? Well, just talk to Kevin.
Yes, I'll take care.
All right, let's start with the conception of this show. Where did this show come from? We know you from Cougar Town, of course. You have the great.
Clearly I'd already kind of written what's in my heart after writing a show about a 40-year-old woman having sex with 60-year-old men. But I'd always kind of wanted to write something about me and my two younger brothers. And I kind of wanted to write something that maybe had a little bit of weight to it. I know it's like, you just watched the show with that guy on the wall. Yeah. It's one of those weird things, like as a writer, where like, well, you realize, well, okay, my dad was in the military, my grandfather was, my friends are, my brother was. So it took me a while to kind of realize that this was a world that I think should be on TV. And I think people then had like kid gloves a little bit as far as like dealing with the military, obviously, because of the world we live in right now.
It's potentially a very loaded.
Yes, but I think that's a good thing. That gives us the ability to tell those kind of heavier stories if we want to. In my head, it's like, well, it'd be cool to do a story where we've got three brothers and we're doing the first hour of strike before the RV shows up and ruins everything. And then kind of jam that together with MASH a little bit. If we're going to aim high, we're going to aim high. So it basically came from there. How do I tell a story in the military with three brothers? And that was the genesis.
Did you pitch it in that way, or did you stay?
Yeah, it was kind of actually was exactly that. And in a nice way, I was kind of encouraged to do that because I think people were a little hesitant to do a military thing because of those various reasons. But to me, it just seemed like the perfect place to set a show because it's something that hasn't been on TV for a while.
And it's clear, I mean, that the relationships at the core are the heart of the show.
Yeah.
It comes across so well in the pilot. Was the pilot easy for you to write? Did it come fairly easy?
It did, and it did to to Mike's credit quite a bit because Mike came aboard once I was into it a little bit, and it needed a kind of outside perspective to help shape the entire thing.
Well, let's talk about that, Mike. How did you get aboard, and what was your role in the pilot?
It's about my three brothers.
Mike, no.
I drank a lot of beer. I kind of deal with 20th Century Fox. So during pilot season, they gave me a bunch of pilots to read, and I read Kevin's, and I immediately loved it. And I just was. It's such an amazing untapped workplace. It's just that America. This is a thing that happens all over America. And the fact that he had this personal connection to it, that these three brothers that are so close to him, and the dynamics that you see up there are similar to what happens with him and his brothers. I've always gravitated to things that people have a real personal stake in, and there's plenty of comedies you can work on that are funny and are not necessarily don't necessarily have that heart to it. But this workplace in particular comes with stakes that you don't have to invent, and then the fact that he really was feeling these two brothers through himself, it was just really a pleasure to just come on board. So yeah,
first, these guys, obviously. Geoff, where did you come from? How did you get involved in this? Was it a typical...
Geoff, where did you come from?
Well, we know you from dramas, primarily, although you've done a number of comedies. Was it a typical kind of casting session, or was this one of the scripts that popped for you?
There's the only one that I wanted to do a comedy. I was lied to and said the days would be shorter. That was bullshit. And this came along. I met with these guys, and it was the only thing that I read that any interest in.
It's a potentially difficult character.
Geoff, focus. There's people here that came to hear you talk.
Does anyone need another drink?
Drink that.
Someone bring these people some drinks.
Just tell Parker it's a microphone. We'll be fine.
Airplane, Parker was stuck between us. It was a nightmare.
Between Angelique and Geoff.
Yeah.
I don't have a microphone, which is weird.
He wants to talk a lot.
Parker, I have a lot of questions for you. But we'll get to it. Let me ask you this, Geoff, and then we'll move on. And Kevin, you can probably weigh in on this too. But this is it's a potentially difficult character, walking the line between having a lot of heart and also being this kind of unlikable hard-ass. What's your approach to this character?
Just show up.
It's staggering how accurate that answer is. I can't tell you enough. Real certain. It's true. The showing up part is kind of the difficult part, but everything else is pretty much accurate.
We're gonna balance that out real nice as we continue forward. I still haven't seen the show, so I have no fucking idea how it plays. I haven't read the script yet, so other than when we did the table read, so they kind of.
Just to jump into this necessary. The kind of nice thing about this is that Geoff came aboard really early. Geo. I always want to call you Geo instead of and GEO. Just at the end, just GEO. Come on. All right. So Geoff came aboard really early, and the great thing about him is that he is really this kind of natural leader and big brother. Not to be cheesy, but not serious. It's very rare that you find a guy who's willing to sit there.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm good.
It's very rare that you find an actor who will sit there for every single audition process, every single round of actor that's read, wants to read there, read with me, and he really is a big brother. And aside from being very funny, Geoff's also a great dramatic actor, and I think that's one of the important things for the show because.
You hear that, Sleva?
He's great.
He should be instead of me.
The show's going to get a little bit, it's going to be funny and it's comedy, obviously, but there's going to be deeper aspects to it. Geoff's got to come back from overseas. We're not going to treat that like that's something that's going to play into who he is as a character and where the character goes for the first season of the show in kind of a nice way. It's going to make the show a little bit different than other shows on TV. It's like being funny is enough, and that's great, but that's not enough for me personally. I want to show you more than that. And I think that dealing with this world, you have to be more than that. And I think if we're going to do this right, he's going to have to go through some shit. And Geoff's a great actor, and he can do that. And he can also be funny at the same time. So it's a difficult line to walk, but he does it really well. And also in a great way, these yahoos have turned into like their characters. So Geoff's the older brother. Parker's a little puppy dog that helps Geoff around everywhere. He just wants to hang out with him in his bubble bath. And Chris is the one that makes fun of him. So I am without rival the middle child of this family.
Chris, let's talk about your character for a moment. Again, you're walking a line between, this guy could be a complete jerk, but he's so likable.
He's busy worrying about the wrong horse right now.
We just met at Veronica Mars, as a matter of fact.
You're my new favorite actor.
Thank you. You're my favorite, what are you, spokesperson? MC. Moderator.
Tell me how your approach to this.
Well, if I must talk about myself. Where to begin? Are you guys comfortable?
He's so nervous. Okay, so honestly, I think what made this such an approachable project for me, I remember showing up for the audition, and Geoff was there, and immediately I saw this guy size him up, and I was like, what a fucking asshole. This is going to be a nightmare. And to be honest with you guys, I mean, I don't know if there are any actors in the room, but auditions are the worst thing. There are no actors in the room. That's the question. And Geoff was there and was just so participatory in the audition process, as were these two idiots. And I think they sort of like let me, as were the creator and my boss. But honestly, I think what I love about the character is the ability, is how much they sort of let me kind of go all out in terms of the cynicism of Derek and really showcase this negativity that he has in order to kind of bring the heart out of him, which Geoff does somehow about three-fourths of the way to the pilot. I think it's a really fun perspective to have, and I think a really necessary one in a comedy like this.
And I think we got lucky too is that, like, you know, a lesson from Town was that even though it's big comedy and trying to be funny, every one of those characters we realized if those other characters weren't around, we'd be incredibly lonely people, and we'd be a really sad show. So thank God they're together. Behind Parker just being this enthusiastic, kind of like having this childlike sense of wonder, and Derek being really cynical, and Pete being someone who's just kind of like focused on being a leader. Like, we want them all to be really broken, kind of Amish people. They lost their father in the war, and Geoff was gone. So each of these guys brought something to the pilot, even that we can kind of play up seriously. They're not just, oh, hey, it's simple. There's only one type of play.
That's particularly difficult in a pilot, too. I mean, I have to wonder how much you worried about that balance for these characters. They have to be a little bit broad because people have to get them.
These guys are balls, yeah.
Exactly.
But you know what? It's the benefit of all four of these guys. They were so good, and none of them played it just as one thing. There's always something else going on. So I mean, I know we're joking up here, but they're all really great actors to me, and we're so blessed with how.
3 of the 4 people up here are very talented actors.
That's not bad.
Those odds are pretty good.
Parker.
Here we go.
There's
Yes, working.
a fine line between a childlike enthusiasm and retarded. Tell me about playing this character. How much of him is you, and what's the fun of this character? Because he's a great character.
Yeah, it is an amazing character. And holes in my shirt? Yeah, man, I've got holes like everywhere. I was gonna change, I was gonna like change and everything. I was gonna look all presentable. The character is so much fun to play, and I have a tendency to maybe.
What?
This is going
I'm sorry.
Someone film.
Siri's got questions.
I don't really remember the question, but I just have to say I absolutely love this crew so much, particularly Geoff.
Parker, what kind of character have you played in the past?
In the past?
In the past. Were they like this guy?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
I think you can really say about your character here is that like we have this kind of thing. We just started a little bit of writers' room this week, and
This was my turn.
it's really, no.
I'm trying to help.
But the thing about Parker is that he's a guy who's enthusiastic, and there is a fine line between enthusiastic and dumb,
Okay, well, this character's not dumb. I need to say this character's not dumb. He is enthusiastic.
enthusiastic, and he loves the freaking Army. He loves his brothers. He's just passionate beyond belief. Yes. And you know, and being, I think that being the youngest character, the youngest brother, he's baby, and you know, he sort of feels a sense of he kind of plays into it. You know, he was the one that when Dad died, he he was sheltered, he was protected from it, and so he pretended like it didn't bother him. He kept a smile on his face. He kept his family together, and you know, I think that he doesn't let a lot of that through.
Pretty sure that's not true.
That's absolutely true. That's amazing. It's absolutely true. You know, it's absolutely, and you know what else? He is amazing. You know, and if not yet, he's going to be an amazing soldier. I promise you. I promise you. As much as they want me to just blow everything up and like shoot himself in the foot, he's gonna be a ranger. He's gonna be a ranger now.
I will say this about Parker. Honestly, for two jaded people, which Geoff and I clearly are, showing up on set every day, having anyone as enthusiastic and positive about anything as Parker is about the show, honestly, is what's going to make it an unbelievable workplace for all of us. I can say that without question.
Before we go on to explain Parker, right before we shot the pilot, we shot 3 days before the weekend, and then we went away for Easter break, and then came back and finished it. So everybody was excited about the long weekend, like, you know, we just worked 3 days, we were excited, and we just kind of moping around and pouting a little bit. And Chris was kind of like, what's wrong, buddy? He was like, I don't want it to end.
I'm not done being Randy. It's like, you'll be fucking Randy on Tuesday. Shut up. We're all good. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Take a break. And then I went down to put some laundry from the washer to the dryer. It was in my own home. And I was naked. And I'm walking downstairs, and Margaret walks out of the guest room. What's up, dude? What do you mean, what's up? It's my fucking house. What are you doing here? He did not want Randy to end.
Yeah, this was 3 in the morning. We were both butt naked.
He was naked for this.
Not together. This is true.
Next question.
Angelique,
Yes.
this is a potentially very difficult role.
I'm stealing my phone, Parker.
Potentially very difficult role. Tell us about your approach to it.
Well, I'm the chick on the show, so that's awesome. And I get to basically go to work with these guys every day, which is a joy and a pleasure. But I think it's a big responsibility. I mean, I think that women all over the workplace, not only in the Army, but whether you're pursuing your career in law or whatever your particular forte is, I think you constantly struggle with managing career and family and children and your love life. So I know I struggle with that myself. Do you guys want to know that?
So he's getting married.
I'm getting married because probably makes them real excited. But anyway, I think that she's like every woman, and I get to go eye to eye with this guy. And she is strong, ballsy, but also I'm super excited to explore like the more sensitive, like feminine side of Jill, because I think that
Looking forward to seeing that.
That was so weird. I just like
You two had a great chemistry.
Did we?
You really did. Did you guys think so?
Well, he had alcohol. Don't trust a single shot.
That's how I know I can ask.
It's impossible.
Did you guys know each other before, or was this just instant on the set?
No, none of us knew each other. But I will say that when I went in for my test with Geoff, I felt safe, and with Kevin and Mike too.
I was wearing a condom.
It was wearing a condom, so I knew I was safe, not being pregnant or so I felt good.
That's how it works to get it down.
Just a big couch. Huge couch.
Thank you for coming.
Kevin and Mike, tell us a little bit, if you would, about putting together the rest of this troupe.
Oh, yeah, the best
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Where did you find these people? What was the audition process like?
You know when you pull at Home Depot?
It's nothing like that.
I mean, we got really lucky. We had these very, very simple. It's a 21-minute pilot. The show's about these guys. Keith David, who couldn't be here, unfortunately. So you got 5 main characters on the show. They actually give a character to the background folk on the show. It's incredibly difficult. We watched the first 6 episodes of The Office, and you watch the beginning of The Office. No one is the character they become as the show goes forward. So we basically gave each of these characters one very kind of archetypal. You're the fat guy, right? Literally, that's it. And we got lucky enough that, like Mel Rodriguez, they brought this weird Shakespearean thing, and Kyle, I love redneck jokes. Sorry.
I'm from the South, but go fuck yourself. Everyone here's from Texas. It's fine. Bring your redneck jokes on.
So we got like a slack-jawed yokel, and one guy did that song, and Tanya, who's the Korean girl, just like this weird, fucked up, like hockey. So they basically, we got lucky because the lead casting roles brought so much to it.
And that was by design, I would imagine.
It was by design.
It had to be
Yes,
It's true in that, a lot of the stuff you see, it's not like improv, but on the other hand, they each had like one line, and then we gave them an opportunity to riff, and then we put together the best of the riffs. So that conversation between Michelle and Mort on the golf cart, there's like 20 minutes of that, and it's all hilarious. And we just took that little snippet, but they brought that extra third dimension. We just said kind of up front, there's not much of you guys here, but going forward, obviously we need to tune it very slowly. Each episode you can see a little more of you guys, and they'll become dimensionalized as we go along. But they brought their own personality to it, which is what we want.
I can say without rival, all of the 4 of us, it was so clear from the get-go, like, okay, well, the funniest part of the show is not us. It's all the supporting players. So thank God you cast them correctly.
Shut up and let them go.
It's funny, we would do our takes, like 2, 3 takes, and then they'd go to the supporting guys, and they would riff for like 45 minutes. And every single thing they did was funny. It was amazing.
It's kind of nice because it's like survival. Because basically, because of the army, anyone, if not being nice on the show, you get booted, you get deployed. Right? So it was literally survival of the fittest with the background.
Am I going to get booted? I'm nice, though, right? You like me? I'm not going anywhere.
Anyone can be deployed. War is cruel.
And there's a 4th brother, right? Waiting in the wings.
There's a 4th brother.
Starting out on the end with Angelique, what have you done in the past?
Forgive me like that.
What have you done in the past that has prepared you for this role?
What have you done in the past? Oh, God.
I'm really good at this.
Like the competitiveness of it?
Okay.
The what of it? I'm very
There's a
athletic.
bunch of girls surrounding Leonardo DiCaprio, and I do also yourself.
That's true. I used to be a girl. I used to dance. And not really. No, I was never in it. So this is what I have in common with Jill. I worked really fucking hard to get where I am. So I worked really hard. So I'm a Montessori teacher. I've done a ton of weird, like nannying and all these weird jobs to kind of get where I am now. So I understand that, like not getting it handed to you. Having to have a really, really strong work ethic, having to show up and go eye to eye with people that, like these guys. Who are you were so hot. And, do you like that answer? Okay, so that's it.
Parker, same question.
Hey, I remember my first beer. What's up, dude? What's up? Ask your question.
Same question. What do you
You've worked your ass off
As a nanny.
Actress as well. No, for sure. I mean, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the beer that I sold.
She happens to be really funny. She also teaches.
I do. I teach. I teach.
Let's take this a minute. I mean, honestly, as you can all tell, the 3 of us are such a pain in the ass to work with. The fact that you hit any word is next level. So, honestly, the work you've done in this and the way you've contributed to the story, the world of the show is we wouldn't be here
Oh
without
my God, I'm gonna start crying. Do you see this?
Those army pants.
Those are my pants. I mean, they're pretty stellar. I will tell you. Like, check out my ass. It's amazing. But yeah, I am. Parker, do you see this? This is what I go. So I'm done talking apparently, because Parker needs to talk now. So.
Thank you. You know, my parents laugh about this particular role because growing up, I can't remember a Halloween when I wasn't an army man with war paint and gas masks and full camo fatigues and army boots. Like, I grew up in the desert in Arizona. There was very little to do. Oh, where? Me too, Tucson.
I went to high school in Parker.
All right. What?
She's on the volleyball team. She can
Volleyball games. She's on the football games. I play football.
I know, you played the whole volleyball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I can't see what I'm talking about. We're getting this. Growing up, I spent a lot of time in the desert being like full camo, just like, I don't know why, I just love it. I just like to pretend I was in the army. And, you know, I used to go play paintball with my dad and his buddies, and I was too young, so they'd like lie about my age so I could go in. And I remember going in with my gun, and I'd have a smoke grenade taped to my legs, so I could just hit and throw. So I'm like the world, man. So when I get into this world, I just go back like 15 years and just like, live there. And
Peyote does crazy things. I tell you, without fail.
so yeah, I'm beyond thrilled. Beyond.
Chris, same question. What have you worked on? What have you done in your life that's prepared you for this role?
Aside from tap.
Aside from tap dancing, which really brought a lot to the project. Honestly, I think what really helped Geoff and Parker and I is that we all have brothers. I think that's like one of the biggest things. I mean, we all understand what it means to have what it means, what that relationship looks like, the complexities of it, and the reasons you love having siblings. And so for me, that was really the easiest thing. That, and I'm super fucking cynical, so that was easy to remember. But then honestly, I think it was really pretty staggering when we all first hung out for the first time, the three of us, and immediately kind of fell into these tropes, which we all were startlingly comfortable in. I think it really fit us all really well, and I think part of the reason that is because we all have brothers of our own.
Geoff?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that drew me to this really was the relationship between the brothers. I'm a younger brother. I've never had a big brother, so it's actually been fun for me to take that on.
I'm a big brother.
Which is
You never guess.
I mean, we still haven't met Parker's little brother, so we're wondering if that's possible. When we were in New York, so this guy, now he has his own fucking TV show. He can pay his rent. We're in New York. Chris Bale, he was smart. He's like, hey, guys, I gotta do a thing with the family, and I'll see you guys. And then Parker, he was like, hey, man, maybe instead of just paying for 2 hotel rooms, I could just stay with you. Yeah, you're kidding, right? He's like, and then I noticed the Parker was in the room. And I noticed Parker was sleeping in my room.
And let me say, it's no surprise that Geoff is where he is, that he's leading the show. He absolutely leads this show. And he is probably he's insulting you. He should be going the other direction. It's very clear that he is one of the best people I've ever met. Really, truly.
I'm speechless.
So he's been somehow preparing for this role also.
What he's getting at is, it's a big hotel here. I don't know if he really wants to.
I really want to all share with you.
He's starting his debunk up since we met. I'm not even.
Nice to meet you, so I was thinking you could come over and we could sit together.
I'm thinking I could lose your fucking number and get a restraining order. Anyway, this is this is the best panel that we've had. I feel like at this festival. Are we in agreement? You guys having a good time?
Thank God.
I can hear you! I thought that was fun.
Do not,
Thank you.
do not encourage him. Mike, same question. You have a storied career. What have you done in the past that has kind of trained you for this show?
That's right. I saw the blossoming, if I may, of Geoff Stults.
What was it?
Everybody was Raymond.
2 lines.
In a tag, and we did a show about Robert, and everyone thinking Robert might be gay because he's single for so long, and parents going crazy, worrying about that, and Ray being then neurotic, and Raymond thinking maybe I have gay, feeling, I'm not sure. So by the end of the show, it's like ding dong, and Ray goes, all these thoughts are in his head, Ray goes to the door, and a super hot mailman
CGI. It's CGI.
Remember what Geoff said about the
But it was amazing. No, it was one of those things.
Mark was not the only dude up here that's naked.
The press from this panel alone. I can just tell you.
Yeah, no, but it was one of those things where you see somebody just come in, first time at bat, walk off home run, just, all right, I'll see you guys later. He's got all the laughs in the show. Goodbye. Because it was just a laugh when he opened the door, and Ray looks at him, and it's this one, back and forth, and the laugh roll was forever. And then literally, it's like,
Mike, because I don't remember it like that.
seriously, it was like, who was that masked man? Just, he just nailed it and went away. Never saw him again. And then the next thing I know,
If I knew it, that much you would have been looking for me for other work.
it was a very insular family. There was no Oliver happening in season 7. So yeah, but honestly, the thing that came to mind the most was a little bit. It was men of a certain age, only because the chemistry between the 3 guys. It was of paramount importance when we were casting it. Geoff was so great to be there for all the reading, and it doesn't even matter. They're hilarious chemistry, but just you need to believe that they're brothers. And we were casting Men of a Certain Age. It was very difficult at first to really believe. Like you wanted to make sure that you believed that those 3 guys were friends, and that was sort of the biggest, I think, thing we wanted to make sure we got with this show is you believe they're brothers and you really feel for them, as a fan.
And Kevin,
I guess, not to sound super cheesy, but literally living it. Growing up with 3 brothers and having it be such a huge part of my life, and wanting to do that kind of like, it's easy to do 2 people, right? Like there's the crazy guy, who's the straight-laced guy. But to do a show that's kind of centered around 3, it's kind of cool and it's very personal. Like it's rare to write something that is that personal, that you actually can pull like stories and fun stories from your life, and it's a blessing with these youngos because they add so much to it. It's almost like I don't even have to tell personal stories because these guys have, Geoff's naked in the hotel. There's a story.
do we have time? Do we have time for a question or 2 from the audience?
No.
Sorry.
Well, we got the free drink. We're out of here.
Corner them outside as soon as they leave.
Yes.
Please give a round of applause to the creators, writers, cast of Enlisted. Tweet about it, watch it this fall. Either way, your team's on this.
It's not going to be